Yamasa, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. To kill, Yamasa, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer.
Why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds a.
Yes, here we are. Welcome and greetings all of you, my dear lovely family, brothers and sisters here in the continent, and to you who are in the diaspora. This is another episode of Sahelization of Africa. In this video, we are going to look on something called laws. Yes, laws provide justice. Laws provide equality, sometimes equity. But let us look on how these laws undermine Africa or Africans.
Tell them to pay reparations first. Then we can consider paying that. If we have no money to pay, they must pay reparations first. Then we can enter into that debate.
All right,
and our reparation is nothing less than $5 trillion. That's what you owe us. You're asking money from people you stole from. You steal from people and still go and ask money from. You are the ones who are owing us. You have eaten a lot from our land, from our minerals.
Yes, that is Mr. Julius Malema, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Economic Freedom Fighters in South Africa, speaking at a court. Recently, Julius Malema has been found guilty of 5 counts in a case focused on the discharge of a firearm during 2018 anniversary celebration of EFF. If you are listening, what Malema has said, to those who looted South Africa, they have to pay reparation first. You see, but the laws are not considering those issues. The laws are focusing on current situation and especially to black people. And I'm trying to share this episode for you Africans, black people, to know that we have free as nations, as a continent. We have flags, we have anthem, national anthem, but we are still under custody of laws. We are still being controlled by Roman Dutch laws. Because if these laws are fair to all of us, all those who stolen our property, our land, our minerals, our artifacts, they have to return first or to pay first. Then we can say these laws are equal. These laws are being applied to Africans, to black people. Have been watching one time about white South African who shoot his girlfriend dad, somebody called Pistorius. But the way he was treated, it's totally different to the way we see Malema is being treated. So laws in Africa is something that are being used to control Africans. And if you don't behave the way these people want to do, especially white people, if you don't behave, laws are coming to you. And that's why you heard from Donald Trump asking about arresting of Julius Malema. But ask how many Americans, white Americans, committed crime to Africans, to black people. You remember what happened to Libya? Are laws being applied? Right now, Zimbabwe is under sanction. You know why? It's because of laws. But what Zimbabwe did is just taking the land to the rightful owners. These colonizers, when they came to Africa, they found Africans own the land. They took our land, they took our animals, they took our resources. But because those who created these laws, and we Africans who are lawyers, who are professionals in laws, we are protecting the interest of those who created these laws. We are working under the cover of these people. So we are working for the interest of these people. So let me continue a little bit with Mr. Julius Malema. You know, people are saying Malema want to kill white people. But is it true Malema want to kill white people? No.
Yeah. Crocodile tears of white people. Malema wants to kill white people. Hashem. Stop being sensitive. No one is going to kill you. You think we're going to kill you because you killed our people. The killing mentality is in your head. We don't have a killing mentality. We have a mentality of justice and peace. The only thing we are not prepared to do is to prioritize peace over justice. There must be justice first before there is peace. Because peace without justice, we are pretending one day we're going to have an outburst. The economy to benefit all. We cannot protect white privilege at the expense of the majority African people in South Africa and the whole entire African continent. We are hated for saying that. We are hated for demanding that we must all be treated as equals. It's not going to change that. We will rather die for a dream that is going to be realized by many generations after us. Even if we don't realize it ourselves, we've made a commitment to lay a firm foundation for generations to come. We seek to inspire confidence amongst many African masses that they must stand on their own.
You know what Malema is demanding in South Africa is just equality, where black people, colored, and white people will share the land. That's what Malema is demanding. But because the law is favoring white minority, white people are not led. It looks like black people, you don't have privilege to own the land. And that's the reality. But when black people wake up and demand the land, you break the law. You break the law. And they know that black people are so emotional sometimes. They use your emotion, the way we have seen to Mr. Julius Malema, when he became emotional and playing the toy gun, and he was charged. Those are the laws. Those are the laws. So I'm sharing this to you, my dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, for you to know that, yes, we want to move forward as Africans, but we need to amend and to create our own laws. Current laws that we have are Roman Dutch laws, that are colonial laws. So when we apply these laws, we continue to be slaves. We continue to be slaves. So to move out of slave mentalities, we need to remove these laws and to amend these laws. if not to abolish, to create our own laws. Because what I see in South Africa, not only South Africa, in many African countries, laws are being used to undermine black people. Recently, I heard, of course, the former president of Congo, Joseph Kabila, being sentenced death, penalized death by the, I think, by the court, military court in Democratic Republic of Congo. You may ask yourself, yes, Kabila maybe has committed a crime, but look those who committed a crime in Democratic Republic of Congo. Recently, we saw mercenaries. Have you heard any mercenaries being captured and taken into laws and being judged? No, it is black people. You see, these are laws for black people. I don't mean that judges are not to work, are not to do their works, but why always black people are the ones who are being punished by these laws? Why not other people? You know, in Africa, for instance, if you are, maybe you've been caught maybe with, sometimes we call these national assets like maybe animal remains or um, resources. If black people you've been maybe caught, you'll be jailed and punished. But when white people committed, have seen this in some countries where Chinese have been committed a crime, what the African laws are saying and doing is to take that Chinese to their homeland, take him back. They're not being jailed. Even the Chinese are not allowing their people to be jailed in Africa. But Africans are being jailed in China. We have seen Africans who have been caught with these drugs, being jailed, some of them being sentenced to death. But when Chinese are being sentenced to death in Africa, no. When white people are being caught, and a good example is, I love the Jews. Jews are very intelligent. When you touch the Jew, just one Jew, the entire world will come against you. But if you catch the Africans, no one care about you. Law are not defending Africans. If you Africans, you are going to die, no one care about you. But look, when you touch the Israel, what happened to you? Why? Because the law is defending them. But Africans, law are not defending us. You can die, you can suffer. No one care about you. So what I want to say here, Africans, we need to have our own laws that is defining our interests. We cannot develop and move far with these things. We have international law of climate changes. We have seen when countries started to develop their fossil energy, for instance, coal and oil, international community come to you, say, what are you doing? This is not okay. This is destructing environment. But look what America is doing. No one asking about Trump, why you are using coal. This coal is destructing. No one can ask those questions. But when Africa want to transport, I've seen when Uganda tried to transport, to build the pipeline from Oima to Tanga, you saw the world become excited. European Union Parliament passed the resolution to stop Uganda from building the pipeline because of the laws. Laws are not in your side. For Africa to develop, we need to move out of these Roman Dutch laws. Those laws that are good, we can move with them. But those who see these laws are colonial laws. Let us abolish them, because these laws are being used to punish us. Punish us. Maybe we have some lawyers here. If you are a good lawyer, you know the laws, please do me share with us. These are just opinions. We're trying to think beyond and out of the box. I know to think out of the box, sometimes it is a guard because of the law, because people want to think in the same manner or in expectation. If you think beyond, it looks like uh, you are violating the laws. That's what it is in Africa, of course. That's why when you challenge leaders, you become a threat. When you challenge government, you become a threat. Why? Because people want average thinking. But what we are doing here, we're trying to move beyond, to think out of the box. How we Africans, we can develop and move out of poverty, of poverty. Because it doesn't make sense that Africa, with all these resources, we are still suffering. It doesn't make sense. With all these things that we have, we're being fed by others. There's something wrong. Maybe you have been told that you are not allowed to do this and that. Maybe. And that's why one day I asked to those who are in power, what is inside in your, in your state house? If you are outside, you campaign, you provide good promises, but when you enter to the state house, automatically you change. But when you campaign for presidents, you've spoken very well, very good. You come up with great ideas, and we see this is a man that you can take us to the promised land. But later on, nothing changed. Maybe there's laws that are prohibiting Africans from achieving something. So let us tell us. I know the world will not tell us, because the world is beneficiaries of these systems. But all in all, my dear lovely family, I'm just trying to share my thoughts. And to those who have been also shared through the comment section, all of them, thank you. We are trying to find the best solutions for challenges for Africa to move out of poverty. These laws that we have in the continent, many of them are Roman Dutch laws. These are laws that we inherited during independence from our former colonizers, and we move with those laws. And in some countries, these laws are not updated, and we are still using those laws. And that's why today we are still having these borders, because the laws are still defining our territories. And to remove these borders, you need to amend laws. So let us now dive deep into these laws. When colonizers left Africa, of course, they are not left in a such a way that they have left Africa totally. When they exchange leaders by putting black people who are leaders instead of white faces, while they're still controlling resources and means of production. What they did, they provided freedom to Africans, but they're still holding laws. And these laws are guiding Africans not to move out of what the former colonizers wanted. And I'm giving this example of what is happening right now in South Africa. We know that Julius Malema is found guilty for firearm discharge case. You remember that, of course, I shared. But if you look very keenly, you will understand that the law has been used to make sure that this man, Mr. Malema, should not become a president of South Africa. Should not become a president of South Africa. The same laws have been also used to make sure that Africans are not controlling resources. Right now we have laws that are prohibiting Africans to own natural resources. For instance, if you maybe you have maybe you are at your maybe you have a land, that land maybe have minerals. That land is not owned by you. That land is owned by states or government in some countries. But the same government have put into laws to privatize that land, that you black people, you are not allowed to own the land with minerals or to own the land with resources. But the same land can be given or privatized to white people whom we call investor. Maybe have you tried to get what I want to mean? The same land is taken from black people and given to other people whom we call investors. So the law says, we have some kind of laws that says black people, oh, you black people, you cannot develop these resources. That let us take resources to those who can't develop and give to those who can develop. We have those kind of laws. So who can develop is human. This is white people. We're talking about people or foreigners. Because they know that you black people, you don't have capital. And you black people, even if you have capital, they say you don't have technology. Even if you have technologies, they say you don't have capacity. Those are laws that we have. So we have laws that are keeping Africans poor. Recently, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso withdrawn from the International Criminal Court, ICC. The reason behind is this ICC or this International Criminal Court is only judging black people or African leaders. When powerful nations or leaders from Western countries are committing crime, these laws are not applied. But when African leaders, black people, are committing crime, laws are being applied. That's why Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso withdrawn from ICC. So what I want to say here is, as Africans, we already have educated people. We have professionals into laws. But of course, I know even those who are into laws have been studied the same laws, Western law. So what I want to say, we need to formulate and to create our own laws that is moving into our traditional ways, that can work into our traditional ways. We have laws that are being we have inherited from our colonizers, and these laws sometimes work for the interest of our former colonizers. So we need to move out of these laws, because these laws are undermining our development. These laws are making sure that Africans remain poor. Just a little bit, I want to answer something here. So let us continue, my dear lovely family. I'm sorry for that. To what is going on in South Africa right now on the issue of Malema, white minority are using laws to punish Malema and to make sure that Malema will not become a president of South Africa. That's what they're doing. They're not using maybe much energy. They're using soft power laws. They know they have laws, and these laws Anytime you can phone God and you can be punished. The same laws applied to Gaddafi. You remember, I'm saying this because we have seen the international laws that applied to Gaddafi, that Gaddafi is killing civilians. So international community is intervening to protect civilians. That is the laws. So these are laws that have been created that when you mess up, people will come to you and say you are breaking international laws, you are doing this and that, then you become punished. You see? So in this era or this time, we want Africans to have our own laws that is moving with our value, that is considering our culture. I have seen in Burkina, President Traore changed the attire, court attire, and the judges' attires. And now you see judges in Burkina are wearing not those blonde hair wigs. Now they have their own style. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And other African nations, we need to follow the same suit. We need to make sure that we have our own laws, not these Roman Dutch laws. Because these laws always undermining our development. We have certain, and that's why you see, if you started doing something, people say you are doing money laundering. Those are just laws. So you don't need to have certain amount of money. You don't need to transact a lot of money. If you do so, you are doing money laundering. But if white people are doing something like that, it's okay. But you black people, you don't have capacity to transfer a lot of amount of money. Why? Because the law is guiding you to stay somewhere. You don't need to move beyond of that expectations. So, but all in all, my dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, I'm just sharing my thoughts on this matter. Of course, we have maybe lawyers, we have professionals, judges who can maybe can speak very good in this matter. But for me, what I see as a Pan-Africanist, there's some laws that are prohibiting and undermining Africans to make sure that Africans can move out of poverty and go into successive situation. Those are just my opinions. Maybe you have different things. If you have, please share with us through the comment section. And after that, I have no more to share, my dear lovely family. Thank you for watching. This is SAHELIZATION of Africa. Please make sure that you join this big family of Make Africa Great by joining this platform through subscription, or after subscribing, make sure that you like the video and you share the message to other Africans here in the continent and to those who are in the diaspora. After that, thank you. Have a nice time.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.